volume. We'll figure it out.
No, we're ready to go. It's just a matter of you getting settled at this point, buddy.
Ooh, all right. Holding us up. All right, let's do the damn thing.
All right, so we're about 2 minutes. That's fine. That's not
Perfect.
All right, let's...
Oh,
no. Welcome to the Coach's Sons podcast. It is January, 18th. Yeah, I always forget the date. But anyways, it's January 15th. We are happy to be back. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Chris.
Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. Since a lot has happened since the last time we recorded.
It's about time.
It feels that way because it's 2 weeks at a time, you know. But we'll start with us not sounding like garbage. We beat the flu,
man,
or whatever sickness was going on around these parts. It feels like the entire country has had it. Everybody I've talked to is like, everybody I know is sick.
Man, my whole company, like everyone in leadership, continues to get sick week after week. So it's just...
we beat it. We're not hacking up lungs. We're not sniffling like crazy. But another big thing happened this past weekend. A big milestone birthday for our boy Andrew, one part of the Coach's Sons. Andrew, why don't you let everyone know what age you are?
32.
All right.
No, I turned the big 40 this past weekend, and I tell you what, there's nothing that makes you feel older than knowing you're older than every single professional athlete in a sport, and so I'm older than every NBA player because LeBron is technically the oldest, and I'm older than LeBron, and I think I'm older than almost all NFL players, just like a punter or kicker. Like maybe Tucker's older than me or something like that.
It's like Julio Franco still swinging a bat somewhere.
Yeah.
Baseball, you might have a chance.
I think I have a chance.
Like Rich Hill, I think Rich Hill's still slinging.
Yeah, I mean Longoria was close to my age, but I still think I was older than him.
It's Dick Mountain or bust.
I don't disagree. So it is weird. But you know what? I don't feel like I look very 40. I know in my head.
You look good. Is
I
that what you want to
appreciate
hear?
that. Thank you. I'm fishing for compliments over here. So doing the best I can. But no, yeah, it was a good time. Group of my best friends, we all got a mansion up in the mountains, and it was everything we wanted it to be. Theater room, game room. We had a blast. So.
For those wondering, I was included in this friend group.
Yes, you were.
He didn't make it sound like I was one of them, but I definitely
People
was.
Who aren't Chris were there. No, just Chris
we had a good
there.
time. We brought in Andrew's 40th, celebrated good, and now it's back to business. Back to the pod. I feel like we've got a pretty decent one set up today. We are at Coach's Sons Pod. That's on X. That's on its Instagram. You let us know what you want to hear or what opinions you have. We'll try and get them mixed in. I mean, you know, but when I say try, I mean we probably will. So by all means,
100%. Just so you know, so little amount of people interact with us that when you do, you're going to get mentioned. So just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, we've got a long way to go in that regard, but we will keep it coming. But for now, I think Andrew's yelling at me to get us actually moving here past the intro. So I'll let him take it up.
Yeah, you know me. I'm just trying to move us forward at all times. So the first thing we want to talk about, obviously, which I think most of the offseason is going to be deals. And we're starting to finally see some things happening. I think Stroman's the big one, Chris. And sorry, buddy, your prediction is wrong.
Say the Astros. I could live with that. I never wanted him to go to the Astros. It was just like one of those.
Yeah, but it's like just as bad by going to, of course, the evil empire. So
it was weird. Like, so a few days leading up, so he was rumored to be talking to them, and then it was something where he like disparaged them at some point because like I think we talked about it. He burned some bridges.
I'm surprised by the signing because of his, I mean, lack of better term, attitude problems. I mean, the Yankees are very clean cut. Like literally, like you have to shave everything. You got to present yourself in a very specific way. And I don't feel like Stroman was the Yankee way. So I'm confused. Good for them. Obviously, it makes them better. They need the arm.
It's a good signing.
I mean, it's a good signing. Yeah, it was like 2 years. So
it was like 37-ish million
a year.
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy crap.
Like what's that? 18.5 million.
Yeah,
so
okay,
solid signing.
Yeah.
It leads to speculation of how close they may have been to like a Blake Snell and like couldn't come to a deal, and then was like, because the rumors out there are still, I think we've said this a lot, is Blake Snell is asking for ridiculous amounts of money.
I mean, that's how much they have to pay Stroman. Snell's got to be.
Yeah, like Snell. I mean, Snell's going to be over 20 plus million, or a super lengthy contract. His contract will be weird if
he's 30. Oh,
he's
go ahead,
young.
Chris. How old is Snell?
30.
You think Snell's 30? No,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
He might.
Snell's like in his 32s to 33.
So you check it.
I'll check it. You're definitely wrong. 30 is your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Stroman, Yankees, it's a good deal. Right off the rip, he slots in at 2, but if Rodon is anything like he's supposed to be, Stroman ends up your 3. You go into a postseason with those 3 at your top. I mean, Stroman performs. You say what you want about him being, whatever attitude. Quite frankly, I don't care. I don't have to be friends with them.
Right.
If I'm a Yankees fan, I'm excited. He's just consistent. He's going to give you innings. Now, let's back up. He's consistent when he's healthy. The issue, and the Yankees issue,
I would say the Yankees issue in general
is health.
Yeah.
So if he could stay on the mound, I mean, he's got a career like 3.65 ERA. Like, that's fine.
Serviceable.
There's no problem. But he has shown,
when he's
glimpses
dominant,
of
he's
being
dominant.
really
Yeah,
good.
I agree.
So I think overall for the Yankees, they got a good signing. They done good.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it was a good signing for him. By the way, Snell is split the difference, 31. Yeah,
All
so
right.
we were both wrong.
That's
but
all right.
Anyway, so like, what kind of long-term deal? Real quick, we've talked about Snell a lot.
Yeah.
Long-term deal, we're talking what? No one's going to go over 5 years.
Well, I think that's the issue. Like, I think
you
he wants.
Think he's asking for 5 years?
He might, yeah.
Oof. Yeah, no one's going to pay him that.
So I bet if it goes, it's going to go to 5 years. It's going to be less annual value. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's probably just these, and I think he's a Boris guy. So add that. I mean, who isn't? Add that into it, and now you're just
no wonder.
Yeah. So I think whatever. We'll wait to see. If he does come to Seattle, though, emergency pod immediately. I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm going to figure it out.
We'll make it happen. I got you, Chris. If there's anything that big, we'll make it happen. All right, so let's move along to another pitcher, Jordan Hicks.
All right.
Okay. What?
I read. Okay, here's the deal. I read that. I think it was Passan that I got the notification for. It was either him or Rosenthal. They're the only 2 I have on. And I think I sent it right to you.
You did.
In a group, and it was like 4 years, $44 million. I was like, okay, I guess. And I was like, wait, they have Camilo Doval. And then I didn't open the tweet all the way. So then, like maybe 5 minutes later, I opened it up, and he's going to be a starter.
Yeah, that's.
Like, I mean, okay. I mean, if you're gonna try it, it's in like San Francisco's a good spot. You're not gonna get, lit up that much, I guess. Maybe.
I mean, look, if he has the arm strength to do that, or I mean, not strength but stamina to do that. Yeah, I mean,
strength. He's got a cannon.
Yeah, he has a cannon. Can you imagine that for 6 innings? I mean, that's quite a prospect. But I mean, he was moved to that position for a reason. So it's just weird that he's going back to starting. I mean, it's something we don't know. You know what I mean? And
I guess it's if you get a serviceable starter for $11 million a year, it was a good deal.
I mean,
right?
I agree with
I
that.
guess it's like
I mean, are the Giants moneyballing us? Is that what's happening right now?
No, I think it's. I don't really know how else to describe it. Like you're willing to take that type of chance because he is a power arm type of reliever. Now, is he somebody you want to pay $11 million a year to? I don't know. I don't even know the going rate for we'll find out when Hader signs somewhere what the going rate for a big time reliever is. But I'm just saying, assuming like the backup plan isn't that bad. Yes, you're overpaying for a reliever if it doesn't work out. But like, so the other stats I looked up is that the most innings he's ever thrown in a season was 105. And that was in the minor leagues in 2017.
Oh, it was that long ago?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So, and he did start 8 games in 2022. He never once threw over 5 innings.
none of that is encouraging. You know what I mean?
So this is CBS. So the goal of the Giants is to try to ramp him up for 75 pitches so that he could get through 5 innings. Now that's for beginning. I think that's just like start of season stuff.
Yeah.
I would hope he ramps up
all
further.
starters, like, they don't go hard at the beginning of the year, you know. So
I don't know.
Okay, I mean, here's the deal. If this pays off, the Giants are, we talk about how brilliant that move was, right? But it has to pay off first. It is very fascinating, and I actually am interested in the Giants, which I never am. They're one of the most boring good teams on the planet. Like, they're just always dependably good, nothing really standing out. And this could be something that would be a fun storyline to follow. So,
yeah, if he works out.
I mean, I hope he works out. I think that'd be cool to see more.
I like the guy.
More of those guys be like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah,
too. You know what I mean?
I like the guy. I mean, he came up as a starter, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure. And then it was just like, hey, you just throw real hard. Like, go hang
Get
out
back
in the
there.
bullpen.
Yeah, get to the end. Yeah.
But staying on the West Coast.
Ooh, how you feeling?
I'm sure. No.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
there yet.
Okay.
We're gonna go to everybody's favorite team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. They sign out of nowhere, pretty much. Like, there was no like rumor that this would happen. They signed Teoscar Hernandez for 1 year, $23.5 million, and that's a lot, right? And then it came out that they are deferring
Oh my God.
$8.5 million over 10 years.
I hate it so much.
Like, they're just screwing with everybody, right? Like, that's just a big middle finger to everybody complaining about them deferring money, right? Like, there's no other reason to do that.
Why isn't everyone else doing it? Is it because the Dodgers are so dependably making money outside of?
Who knows?
I don't know.
I mean, they all can, though. It's all free
yes,
money.
Yeah, I
It's
agree
just a
with
giant
that.
finance problem.
That's so strange that they can continue to do that, and they're the only ones who are really doing that I'm aware of. Like, I don't think anyone else is.
I guess you also have to have a player that's willing to do that. Like,
That's fair.
Like, okay,
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
if the Detroit Tigers offered him $26 million and said, "Hey, we'll defer 8 of it," you're like, absolutely not.
Yeah, kick
right.
rocks.
Like,
that could be the thing too. The Dodgers come to the table and they're like, "Hey, we're going to win the World Series next year.
Yeah.
You can do that with us. So get your ring and also
And it's
decent
only-
amount of money, but then we'll pay for the next.
And it's
8
only
years.
1 year, so he can go back. He could dip back in if he has his like. I
mean,
think,
it is an argument I would listen to if I was talented enough and needed a ring. I hate it so much.
there's only like a couple teams in the league that could even put you have
Yeah.
that position to put you in.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, okay, I guess if the Dodgers are going to do it, like that's that's a lot of money for Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah. Is Teoscar left or righty?
He's a righty.
He's a righty. Okay.
And I forget what the number on the qualifying offer was, but the Mariners didn't offer him the qualifying offer because they were afraid he would take it. I'm going to say it was $20 million. I don't remember what it was.
And that'd be too much money. Is that
From Seattle's perspective. Yeah. So they didn't want him for $20 million. So he ended up getting more money anyway. And again, it's only 1 year deal. So now he can jump back in, and if he has a big year, like he was fine in Seattle, but he kind of struggled for a little bit of it. Mm-hmm. If he has a big year for the Dodgers, which, you're going to hit 7th. He's going to be your 7 hitter. He was Seattle's 3 hitter.
No, he's definitely not 3 on that team.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like the pressure is off.
Yeah.
Like just go play your game.
Exactly.
Like, so I think that's a good deal for him. Obviously it's the Dodgers, so they just add another guy to do whatever they need to do.
I mean, I'm annoyed. I really am. If I'm being honest, and I feel like the Dodgers continue to buy their way towards wins. Which, I mean, look, we do too. Everybody does, or they should, right? They have to invest in players. It's just the Dodgers are doing it in such a different way than everyone else, and maybe they're trendsetters, but the trend hasn't caught on because no one else is doing it. So there's just this weird stigma around it. And, I mean, I can't help but just voice everyone else's opinion and say, I hope it crashes and burns so hard.
I hear you. I mean, they might be doing all the right things, especially by their fans, right? Like if you were a Dodgers fan, you are the happiest person on the face of the planet.
Yeah, it's hard not to be excited as a
they're
Dodgers
just pissing
fan.
Everybody else off in the process, and quite frankly, who cares, right? There's 2 more teams, I guess, that I'd like to get on in this regard.
Yep.
One is the Toronto Blue Jays. Not the deal anybody would have expected, I guess, but this guy, Yariel Rodriguez, Cuban pitcher. He's going to be 27 in March. That I know. I wrote that down.
Okay.
That one's
sure?
Yeah, that one I wrote down. He pitched he was like Cuba's #1 starter in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He did well.
The name sounded familiar.
He pitched like 7.2 innings, like whatever, gave up a run or two, something like that.
Right. 27. I mean, that's a decent age. So how long did they sign him?
I have no idea. I haven't found that anywhere. I don't think it's like official.
Okay,
There's probably tape and hoops, but they agreed to
it's definitely interesting to sign a foreign player at 27, so that they have to feel pretty good about where he's at now. Like he has to perform now at 27. It's not this kid could be great eventually. Like,
you need him to pitch
right.
now.
Like so, the Braves signed a 17-year-old shortstop. And we signed him going, he will be good in like 5+ years, because it's a potential thing. Whereas this guy's 27, he's got to be good now. And good for the Blue Jays for doing something. I mean, we've continued to bring them up when we talk about players.
Yeah.
And so they're on the board.
Yeah, he's Cuban, but he technically came from Japan. He pitched over there. So he sat out all last season.
Oh, I was about to say, what's those?
So he sat out because they wouldn't post him. You know how that weird posting fees stuff works. But the year, overall, he's solid. He was a reliever more over there. But I mean, he had I want to say it was like a sub 2.5, sub 2.6 ERA. Like he's pitched well. I guess they're gonna try to use him as a starter. Who knows? Again, I don't even know the actual deal, but I'm a fan.
Yep.
Sure, let him.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Way to go, Blue Jays, for doing something. I mean, at least they're on the board, like I said already. So, Cubbies.
Cubs. Welcome to the off season.
Speaking of getting on the board, the Cubs. So they made some trades, but also they signed Imanaga. Imanaga. I'm saying his name wrong, and I'm very.
I'm going to pronounce it Imanaga, and I could be very wrong.
4 years, $53 million.
Solid.
Yeah.
He's a lefty. He's older.
Go ahead.
29.
Okay.
No, I'm wrong. He's a 3. He's 30 or 31.
Wait, no. You got to stick with your.
I know. I knew it when I said it. So he's
30.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 30. Yeah.
He's pitched well. Pitched well in Japan. It's a good signing for them. They needed to do something, and pitching is something they need. They have steal.
He was the number 2 name from Japan, right? That obviously.
Yes. So overall, the number 3 pitcher in Japan.
Oh, okay,
so right, because of that freak of nature they got over there, that Sasaki guy,
right,
Roki. Yeah. So it's him, Yamamoto, and then Imanaga. Yeah. So, and I think Imanaga got a ton of, and he might have pitched the championship.
I think he did. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Again, good guy, good pitcher.
Yeah, seems to be.
He's going to be a good ad for them. Yeah. I don't know much about him, so just go out there and shove it.
I mean, that's kind of the thing, like with Yamamoto too. Like we've seen them pitch well in the Japanese league, so we know
Yamamoto's just been talked about so much. So I feel like I've just seen more Yamamoto just highlights than this guy. So it's like, okay, like that's fine. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it could be very solid. I mean, usually those top players from Japan, they don't suck. You know what I mean?
No, and it's like $13 million a year.
Yeah, they come over. At worst, they're mediocre.
Would you rather have him or Jordan Hicks?
Him at this point.
Yeah. That's fine. That's a good signing. Chicago's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Hicks is a maybe. Well, I mean, Hicks the reliever, or Hicks the starter.
Jordan Hicks for $11 million. You do whatever you want with him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Right. Like, so that's your call. And then the other thing they did, it kind of. He ended up being like a casualty of the Dodgers. Is they traded for Michael Busch. They got Yency Almonte, reliever. You know, he'll insert bullpen. He'll be a middle reliever. That's fine. But Michael Busch, infielder, was a top prospect for a while. Kind of fell off prospect status. He's 26. I'm looking at it.
I mean, that's just depth, right? Like, where is he going to play in that infield?
I think they need. I don't think they really have a third baseman. Like, he should play. He should get time.
I guess that's fair.
Right, because they had Candelario there,
Right, yeah.
and he's gone.
Yeah.
He went to the Reds.
Yep.
So
I forgot he went to the Reds. Okay, so then that's fair. That's
So
probably where he plays in.
my take on him is like he is your. I don't know if he's going to be a good major leaguer, right? Like, but he's not a minor leaguer, if that makes sense. So like he
Did
played.
they sign him to a minor league deal or
No. He basically was not going to make the Dodgers roster.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, we're going to get rid of this guy. Like, so they got him for, I don't know, some stupid young prospects.
Traded bats or something.
Yeah, like really, really young prospects.
right.
Like nobody knows about them. But last year, now it is the Pacific Coast League, so numbers are a little inflated.
Inflated.
I mean,
They play with metal bats.
He
over
hit
there,
27 home runs. He hit 323. Had an OPS of 1.049. So it's like, I actually have it in my notes. Is like I compare him to Kelnick, right? Because there was a time where Kelnick was up and down. It was like he's up and he's struggling. Like his major league stats in 81 plate appearances. This is Bush now. Sorry, he hit 167, OPS of 539.
Yikes.
Right, and Kelnick did similar, right? Because it was like come up, strikeout machine. Send him down, and he's the best player. And so like he's past. He can't go like. Whatever, he might have options, but like you can't put him in AAA. He's better than AAA. So now is it just a regular, like you got to put him in the lineup every day?
He's got to figure it out.
I would be surprised if they didn't give him a shot, but I guess we'll see. I liked the move because it's almost a no risk. Like his salary can't be that
I mean,
much.
I definitely think it's a move that they're creating more depth and good for the Cubs. Like we both agree that when the Cubs are good, baseball's better. Way down the road, my vision is that we're gonna have an intro music to whenever you do this, but we're gonna get into the Mariners Minute, that MEH-riners Minute. Chris, your boys did some things. So let's talk about it.
Shortly after we recorded, like clockwork.
Don't put that in the atmosphere
It's
now.
Insane. But all right, I think I was sick. Like when did it happen? Was it Monday? No, it was Friday.
It was Friday.
Yeah,
it was Friday.
It was Friday. I wasn't feeling well, and I woke up to like a few texts, and I was like, "What the hell happened?" And all of a sudden, Robbie Ray is no longer a Mariner. And they got back Mitch Haniger, and I'm going to butcher his last name, but Anthony DeScalfani was what we'll call him.
That's fine.
That works,
that
right?
Works.
I butchered it. I'm sorry.
I think that's perfect.
At first glance, I just didn't like it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like Robbie Ray was probably the biggest free agent signing we've had in a really long time. After he won the Cy Young, and a lot of people give him shit because he gave up a moonshot to Jordan Alvarez that still hasn't landed in the playoffs.
Right,
but that wasn't his. Yes, he threw the pitch. Sure, it was his fault, but that was bad coaching, bad managerial move. I wasn't a fan of that particular situation. But anyway, he's out. He got hurt at the beginning of last year. He's out till like middle of the year. So I guess they're saying we're dealing from a position of strength. And we go and get Mitch Haniger and Anthony DeScalfani. Mitch Haniger, fan favorite. Everybody loves the guy. Welcome back. Like I can't poo-poo him.
So he's been with you guys before?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was a monster.
Gotcha.
And then he got hurt a lot.
A lot.
Where he just had some like crazy nagging injuries and just couldn't stay on the field. I want to say... This is bad Mariners fandom, but I want to say he hit 30 plus home runs prior to like in a season, like not over longer stretch of time, but in a season he was really the guy. Everybody loves him, fan favorite. So it's a weird move, and like, did the Mariners do it to just make people happy, like to appease fans and be like, hey, here's this familiar name? Like we didn't really do much because like overall like. At absolute best, he replaces Teoscar's production. Well, excuse me. At absolute best, he returns to his old self, which I don't see that happening. But if he does, then whatever. We won the trade. Good work. That's going to remain to be seen. The whole season's going to have to play out. But it's just kind of like moving pieces around, and like it feels very similar to last year's team. Like we didn't get better. And then the other thing, so this is the trade I really like. And again, it's more nerd
real
talk.
Real quick.
Go.
Who's your ace now?
It's Luis Castillo.
Okay.
And then, well, by the end of the season, it might be George Kirby.
Okay.
It's Luis, but it's Luis Castillo, probably Kirby 2, Logan Gilbert 3,
Okay.
and then insert Bryce Miller, Jesus Christ, Wu down there. I don't know why I forgot his first name there for a second. I think it's Brian. I don't know. I'm all out of whack with that.
Okay.
So anyway, and then DeScalfani will be a 6, like long reliever.
Okay. So
he's fine.
He will start though,
They've been known to like stretch it out in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate if they flipped them for something.
Right.
We'll see.
Okay.
I'm fine with them.
Gotcha. I just wanted to know what that pitching
if
situation looked like now.
Yeah, if they're not going to move Miller or Wu, that's fine.
Why do you think that move was made? Just because it felt like that was the best value they could get out of.
I mean, they got
Ray.
a pitcher that's going to be there day one,
Yep.
and then they got an out. Like we didn't have an outfielder because we got rid of Kelnick.
That's
so
right.
it's like
That's right.
okay, insert Haniger, done.
Okay.
Right, that works.
Okay.
And then they traded Jose Caballero, who's like our third second baseman, for Luke Raley from the Rays. And it's like, all right, like Raley put up decent numbers, but again, you're dealing with the Rays. Like, why are they giving this guy?
do they know?
Why are they giving this guy to me? And why are they taking my third second baseman? So like, I love Caballero. You know, he was a kind of like a speed guy, like just like put him on the base. He's gonna go steal you a base.
Like Billy
you would
Hamilton
like,
in a
yeah,
way.
you would like, you'd probably put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that stolen base, baby.
But yeah, I mean, so a small deal, but like that might play big, like another outfielder. So we'll see how the lineup looks. I don't really know what they're doing. I'm gonna
So
give.
it feels like both these are depth moves.
No, Haniger's insert in starting lineup.
Okay,
really
Haniger's
more depth,
Yep.
and DeScalfani's going to be more depth in terms of stretching some of the young
I mean, you
guys
turn
out.
2 players into 3. I mean, that's
But like, I just don't want people to disparage Robbie Ray. Like, Robbie Ray is not a bad baseball player.
No, absolutely
Like
not.
he's very good.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to come to Seattle. He did, and he did his job. Like he did well. So, Robbie, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll be rooting for you. I hope you come back healthy.
And he's traded to
The San Francisco Giants.
the Giants. Okay, I mean,
He won't be healthy till like mid-season.
but I say he's what I was thinking. What, July probably?
Yeah, sure.
So I mean, if he comes back and he's decent, the Giants.
Have
and
pitchers.
Hicks turns it around. I mean, the Giants could sneaky have a great rotation.
Yeah,
and people
I mean,
don't even
Logan
know it.
Webb hanging out up there. Yeah, I mean, they've.
Who knows?
I don't know. Whatever.
knows? Probably not.
We'll see when the win totals come out and we
Exactly.
decide what we want to do with the Giants. But I'll get off my soapbox. I was actually getting texts about complaints about talking about the Mariners because I won't talk about his team. He would like us to talk. Dan would like us to talk about the Reds.
The Reds.
Yes, hey, listen.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what to talk about the Reds. He's very excited about. I know we talked Candelario. I don't think we mentioned that they got Frankie Montas. Maybe we did. I don't know.
I don't. No.
This is just appeasing him, by the way.
Okay.
So he can't come out. So the text verbatim is.
So again, if you interact with us, guys, we are going to talk about it. Go ahead.
He said when he was asking if we're releasing tomorrow, and I said yep, and he said better shout out the Reds. I was like, for what? And he goes, better not hear anything about the Mariners or I'm boycotting if you won't talk about the Reds. So there it is. That was talking Reds baseball, right? I'll talk to you when Ellie De La Cruz is hitting inside the park home runs and all that whatnot.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through things and that's minor league contract.
You're on like page 4 of Google, man.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of good stuff.
We'll talk
here.
Reds when they're in first in the division and like if they're there in June, all right?
Oh, look, they invited people to spring training. Yeah, you know what? Sorry, don't care.
We might lose one of our valued
we just lost a
listeners today. He's gonna joke me out through the phone. But that's a hell of a segue to get back to a little what took up so much of our episode last time.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Let's go.
The call, I don't know what you want to call it. The decision, the call, the announcement is on Tuesday.
Let's say it's next week. Yep.
what's that? The 23rd. I wrote
Believe
it down.
so, yeah.
Yes. So that's the announcement. People are going to be getting the call. I don't know. MLB Network said 2:00, but who knows how long they'll stretch that out for. I do have our boy at not Mr. Tibbs. His tracker pulled up.
So good. Yep.
Yeah, it's incredible. So then again, this is all information. I didn't do anything. I just pulled it up, and this information is readily available to me.
Yep.
So of the 165 ballots that he has received, now he believes this to be 45.8% of total ballots.
Okay, so we're about halfway there.
So basically, he's estimating that there's 384 total ballots. So that he doesn't know. There could be more. There could be less.
Right.
So this is all that part's an estimate. He's got 10 years worth of data in here. So it's not a huge guess. You want to start from the top?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Start from the top.
So right now there are 4 players that if voting stopped right this second, there are 4 players that would get into the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Mauer.
Yes, he's second in percentage. Don't know.
Adrian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Beltre.
Beltre's 1. Mauer's 2. Hamilton's 3.
Who?
Billy Hamilton.
Dude, what are you
I'm
talking
sorry, Billy
about?
Wagner. Sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
he's 4.
He's 4.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I got stolen bases on the mind. He's
Billy
4. He's 4. So I'm missing 3.
Yep.
Wagner's 4. Who's 3? Hold on.
This is so bad.
It's not. Am I missing an obvious one?
No, yeah, kind of.
I mean, it's not. It's not Rodriguez. It should be, but it's not. I don't know who's 3. Tell me 3.
Todd Helton. So
Really?
So as of right now, again, 45.8% of ballots known that were sent to him. And again, he's not going to know all of them.
Yeah,
so this is all estimate. But but as of now, Adrian Beltre has 98.9% of the vote.
In. Yep.
Yeah, he's a shoo-in.
Shoo-in.
Mauer's got 83.5%.
Why is that so low? I feel like he should be in the 90s too.
I don't know. People are weird, but
Okay.
I think
All right.
that looks good. But again, you never know with these, but because not everybody sends him their ballots.
Yeah.
Like whether they're anonymous
Right,
or not.
right.
So like people hide behind
Still,
some
I think.
crazy stuff.
Mauer to me is like one of the transcendent catchers. Like he's positionally one of the best guys to ever do that specifically.
I agree.
That's so weird. Okay, all right. So but that's still well over that. Was 75?
75%?
Yeah, it's still over that. But I thought he'd be in the 90s. Okay.
Todd Helton is 83, so not far off Mauer.
okay.
So this might be the year he gets in.
Okay.
Wagner's, I don't know. He's at 79.5.
Ooh, that's risky.
So again,
What year is it for Wagner?
8
Okay,
or
because
9.
Wagner's close to being off.
He's got another year.
Okay, and Helton's like halfway through. I think he's like 5 or 6. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to stop there for a second because I want to talk Wagner for a minute because
Yeah.
I know we did the pod and we talked after and we kind of want to deep dive a few of these guys quickly. Nothing too crazy. This isn't the Hall of Fame episode.
Correct.
But Wagner does deserve to get in.
1,000%. Yeah.
His number in terms of positionability, right? Like his positional, like
where he stands in the closer spectrum. Like yeah, absolutely.
Like he is one of the best ever. Yep. Like now this part is purely anecdotal, but when I would be going to Phillies games and he was like one of the, yes, people threw that hard, but like one of the original like flamethrowers.
Yeah.
So like he would come in and he'd pitch and you'd wait. The whole stadium would just be silent, waiting for 100 miles an hour to show up on the radar gun. And it would go nuts. Right. So like, again, that's anecdotal. That's not a reason you get into the Hall of Fame, but he just so happened to be a damn good closer. And I don't have a huge number. I don't have any stats pulled up on him right now, but I'm pretty sure like he might have the most like the highest K per 9 for a reliever. Like he's very high.
He's very close. So when we were talking about it last show, we were talking about like that save number, right? Which is essentially over 400, and he's number 6 on the list all time, but his strikeout to innings pitched was so much higher than the guys like it's higher than Trevor Hoffman. It was higher than I believe Lee Smith too. These guys are Hall of Famers, right? And so, like you said, he's the original flamethrower. So obviously strikeouts went up within the past couple of decades compared to what it used to be, but also saves haven't been around that long either. So we have a smaller sample size with closers, but he's a part of that conversation of the best to ever do it. So he absolutely deserves to be there. There's a chance he doesn't make it still, because I'm not comfortable at 79%.
No, and again, there's still a lot to happen. Like and he could go. If you care about Hall of Fame tracking, go to @Mr. Tibbs. That's on X.
Yeah.
And it's just a downloadable Excel, and you could read all of these stats. I'm not going to bore anybody, but he has what he's received in terms of ads and drops, meaning this guy didn't vote for so and so last year and now he did, and all that. So again, a great informational viewing stuff. Now, three guys. The next three closest guys.
Real quick. Helton
Yeah.
deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But he was the epitome of Mr. Boring. Like, he was just always in the top 10 of every single stat. And you're like, Helton? Really? Okay. And maybe it's because he played for the Rockies. I don't know. But for me, I always Helton was a name I knew, but he was never superstar level, but he was always very good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but when I go back and look at stats, and he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but it's just one of those names that it's not exciting, but I'm glad he's getting his due and getting to the Hall of Fame. I just wanted to put that two cents in there.
Don't put him in yet. We don't
that's
fair.
Know he's barely
we don't know this yet, but we're hoping. Honestly, let's just say it ended today, and those were the four that got in. That's a pretty solid Hall of Fame class.
I mean, 4's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot.
I'd be surprised if that's what happened.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Yeah,
rookie.
Yeah, it happens. But that's we don't know. There's still time.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of votes to be cast, and we'll kind of take it in stride from there. But the other three guys that are close, but not at 75% as of now. Gary Sheffield, 73.9%. So again, it's going to be close. That's not. Again, he might lose a ton. We don't know.
Yep.
So it's too close to comfort for him.
Yep.
Your boy Andrew Jones, 71.6%. That's a lot higher than I thought he would have.
Yeah, he's not going to make it. Not this one.
He's got a lot of time though.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Carlos Beltran was 67%. Now this was as of I think now. I don't know. That it says on here. It was as of
Beltran's
this afternoon.
where?
67%.
Okay, so here's the deal. Andrew Jones is my boy, but Beltran was a better player than Andrew.
You said it, not me.
I love Andrew Jones is one of my all-time favorite Braves. Don't misquote me here, but I think as a whole, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I mean, maybe it's likability. Who knows? In that case, Andrew Jones was a lot more likable. So I'm glad to hear he's in the 70s, so he's not far off. But that's interesting. Sheffield is at 73.
73.9.
Yeah, he's close. That's going to be down to the wire. Who's not getting voted? Who's done? Who's not even close? Because it's what's that threshold got to be for
5%?
5%. Who's under 5? Do you have that list?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Yep.
Who I think he deserves more than one time, but I guess I wouldn't.
What's the percentage? Tell me the percentage too.
Oh, 0. Not one vote.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Jose Reyes, your boy.
Jose Reyes, let's go.
Jose Reyes, 0%. Not one vote.
No, that's
Big
crap.
Game James Shields, 0%.
Yeah.
Bartolo Colon, 0.6%. So it's at one vote.
Sorry.
If that.
Sorry, big guy.
Matt Holliday, 1 vote.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Victor Martinez, I like him, but 0.6. Jose Bautista, 1.1%.
Wow, okay.
This one it doesn't feel right.
He should be in the Bat Flip Hall of Fame. But anyway, sorry.
Is Torrey Hunter, 4.5%.
Oh no!
But is he one? I don't know. But
oh, that's hard.
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't
hard.
feel like he should be off.
I don't think he should be off either.
But again, we both did ours and didn't have him.
Oh no, he's not even close.
So it's
to it, yeah.
I get it, but it stinks. So I was saving this one. This is for our boy Dan in Reds country. He loves Brandon Phillips. He does not have one vote.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
that's not me. You come after the voters. I'll let you know where to go.
Okay.
I guess other than that, like Utley's at around 44%.
He'll make it eventually.
Yeah, that's a good showing. First ballot or first time. A-Rod 40%. He's not going to get in.
Make it.
Manny 35, and
Not
then
gonna make it.
going down. Pettit's only at 16, which is incredibly low. I didn't expect that low.
Wow.
So, and that's it. So that's Hall of Fame ballot.
Cool.
Tune into MLB Network or wherever you get your stuff. We'll try and post it as we know as well. Tuesday. I don't know exactly what time, but I think coverage on MLB Network starts at 2.
Makes sense.
So we'll see who gets in. Adrian Beltre is a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
He's going to have
1,000%.
He's going.
I think it's safe to say Mauer's in too, for sure.
No,
I mean, look, I'm very confident, and my predictions are very good. Those two guys are in. That like count it. Go to the your bookies. Put bets on it. Those guys are in. Everyone else is I don't know yet. So
all right, that's a. So it's not necessarily a segue, but I was saying to go to MLB Network, and I think I think my boy over here he just turned his hat around. You know that there are only 2 people in the world that wear their hats backwards, and those are catchers and assholes.
I'm definitely going to take the approach of one of those 2 things.
He's the latter. Anywho, he's not happy with MLB Network, and if you've been listening for a long time, you'll know why. If it's your first time, you'll find out why really shortly. So here's the deal. They've been releasing top players at each position, over the last couple nights. And this morning, I think they released it last night, and I got this, quite the text from Andrew, who is just not happy.
Nope.
And we're on our second base list, and they named the top 10, and I'm going to go in order, in reverse order, 10 to 1, and then I will leave it to Andrew. He could do what he needs to do. He might not even let me finish, but we're going to start. So number 10, Nico Horner, Chicago Cubs. Now this is second baseman, ranked by MLB Network. Nico Horner, Chicago Cubs, 10th.
Okay.
Solid player. Fine.
Sure.
Zach Geloff, Oakland Athletics.
Mm-hmm. No.
I don't. You're not even letting it breathe.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Edward Julian, Minnesota Twins. He was a Mariners killer for like 4 days. Other than that, I don't know anything about the guy. Andres Jimenez, Cleveland Guardians. I think they have previously ranked. They had him 3rd at some point, which at no time ever did I think Andres Jimenez was the 3rd best second baseman.
Right.
Okay, continue. Our boy Matt McClain, Cincinnati Reds. Okay, 6th. Number 5, former Mariner, now Diamondback, Kettle Marte. We like him. Good player. No problem with him. He was 8th last year, jumping up the board.
Okay. All right, stop. You just named how many players?
6.
Okay, 6. Meh.
6.
Second baseman.
Yeah.
All right. Keep going.
Number 4, Luis Ariz of the Miami Marlins.
Led the league in average.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's a hitting machine.
Yep.
I don't know. That's it.
Hits the ball out, doesn't strike out.
He doesn't get on. He doesn't walk a lot.
No, he doesn't walk a lot.
So on base percentage is like deceivingly low. But anyway,
and he doesn't strike out a lot either. So
that's fair, which is crazy.
It's very strange. Yep. All right, keep going. So we'll give him that. He leads the league in average, and he doesn't strike out. He doesn't walk. Okay, next.
Marcus Semien, Texas Rangers.
Old.
I love Marcus Semien.
Yeah,
he could be old. That's fine.
But he's talented. I'll give that to you.
Good player. A World Series champion.
Correct. He is one of.
He was 4th last year, so he's just moving on up.
Moving on up somehow.
Jose Altuve is number 2.
Cheater.
He's the Houston Astros. I'm not going to say.
Here's the deal.
He's a good player. Sure. That's it. I'm not saying any more about him. Number 1, Mookie Betts of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, I'm gonna say something about Mookie Betts, and then Andrew can talk. It feels like this entire list was constructed
to troll me. I agree. To troll me specifically, I completely agree. Sorry, go ahead.
It feels like it was constructed to be more about Mookie Betts moving to second base. Like, he played there last year, but it's like, okay, like, sure. Like, and Mookie Betts is a great player. I'm not saying he's not, but it's like, oh, we got Mookie Betts 1, and like, it didn't really matter what else happened. But, you know, there's a lot of guys, I think, you know, a couple guys missing from this list. Definitely Josh Rojas from the Mariners. I'm joking. I'm cutting Andrew off because he really wants to go. There's definitely one giant glaring omission, and it makes no sense. Like, to me, at bare minimum, he should be in the top 4, probably higher, but we'll let Andrew make his case.
Okay,
go ahead.
so if you're not a diehard fan like I am, which I am, so I know there's some homer glasses here. But tell me, just tell me, Chris, does this guy belong in the top 10? Hold on. Okay. Okay. Number 1 in the position in home runs, RBIs, and slugging percentage. Top 3 in runs, triples, total bases, and OPS. Top 5 in hits, average, and doubles, and top 10 in WAR and fielding percentage. Do you think that guy belongs in the top 10 list?
Did he like only play like 10 games there or something? Did he just have?
Oh my God, dude! What the actual fuck happened? Like, how in the world is Ozzy not on this list? It makes no like. I saw this because I've been following their top 10 list, and it's been okay. Some of it's been like strange, but at no point have I been like this angry, and I threw my phone across the room onto my bed. I'm not a psychopath, but I was like, there's no way they're serious about this list. That has to be an omission by complete accident, because Ozzy has been one of the best second basemen in the game for a few years now, and last year he's had injuries in the past, but he played so many games last year and led the league, obviously, for second baseman in home runs, RBI, like this, where it counts. Like, I don't understand. And here's the deal. Let's go back to that top 10 list. Okay, Mookie Betts.
Sure.
Generational player.
Yeah, whatever.
Perfectly fine. Altuve, MVP. Okay, fine.
Should have went the other way, but that's fine. Go ahead.
Simeon. Good.
That's a toss-up. That's
good.
Debatable. That's what I said.
But if someone would be like, he's better than Albies, I'd be like, no, but okay, you have an argument.
For one season, you could pick your poison.
Cool. Yeah, sure. Cool. I'll take that, whatever. And it ends there. All right? Like, it ends there. The Marlins second baseman, yes, he hits for average. Yes, he doesn't strike out. But that's the only fucking thing he does. He doesn't even steal bases. You know what I mean? Like, that would make a case for me if he stole bases, and he doesn't even do that. Like, what in the world? I want to throw my computer. I'm not gonna, because it's expensive. But like,
it's a bad list.
It's a bad list. Like, it discredits whoever's doing that too, because that's doesn't make any sense. And that's not just because I'm a homer. If I was looking at any of these lists, I would do the same thing. And again, some of it's kind of, okay, sure, you can have it in the top 10. That's fine. But nothing has been just glaring omission like this one. And I'm ready to fight somebody. I need a name. I need a Twitter handle. I need to yell at someone, and I just don't know who I'm supposed to yell at. And it's going to happen. But
you all right, man? Like, so again, you're not out of line. Like, he's top, again, at worst, top 4. Like, there's no reason Zach Geloff, who's had, like, whatever, he had a decent.
You start from the ground up. He's twice the player all those guys are.
No, I agree. And I mean, if we're being truthful, I think Nico Horner should be a little higher, but whatever.
Horner should not be 10, but like,
no, yeah, but Zach Geloff
should not be on the list at all.
Zach Geloff should not be on this list.
Exactly. Like, I'm so mad. Like,
I get it.
And here's the deal: they've got another thing, and I can't bitch like, well, they don't like the Braves, because that's not the case. Because we've got 2 starting pitchers in the top 10. Obviously, Acuna is the top right fielder. They've got, I think. We've got another player somewhere else. I think it's catchers. Murphy's like 3 or something. And so they have definitely given us credit. So that's what makes this even more confusing, because they've listed Braves throughout all these top 10s for the most part. And then where it is an obvious top player, he's not even on the list. Get the fuck out of here, man. I just, no way. No way.
Andrew has been very, very sour about this. And I agree, but I'm just not, I don't care as much because it's just some random ranking. Somebody may have just forgotten him. Like there's a chance. Like,
that's the only thing that makes sense in this scenario.
You're
going to get a room of baseball. I'm cutting you off. I'm so sorry. You're going to get a room of guys that watch baseball, guys and girls that watch baseball together, and say, hey, y'all make a top 10 list. There's 3 people in this room at the worst, and no one has Ozzy on this list.
I get it.
No.
I get it. I'm
so mad.
I don't disagree.
Man.
I don't know, like, I don't know how you miss a guy like that.
Right.
But it is, whatever. I guess it is what it is.
Let's just say I'm going to be watching the rest of their list very closely.
We're going to get into at least one more. I think we're at least going to do starting pitchers.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
But all you should be happy about is that you robbed that poor man blind of a lot of money, Ozzy Albies.
Oh, him and Ronnie. I mean, like, so Acuna
the guy
and
makes
Albies,
like $5 million a year. It's bad. Yeah. But anyway, he's a top second baseman. Don't let anybody fool you. If you get to make a list and you don't put him on there, you're just as big of an asshole as whoever made that list.
You're just not watching baseball. And MLB.com posted, like, what? Oh,
MLB
MLB Network?
Whatever. It's MLB.com, but it was the net. I don't know.
Who cares? They're all fucking baseball.
All right.
Sorry, I've sworn a lot. I apologize.
That was a lot, but I mean that's what we were going for. You needed to get that off your chest.
I did. Thank you. It was like therapy.
The other one, and I don't even know if this is controversial. Like we didn't even talk about this really. It was just like, hey, let's bring up starting pitchers.
Yeah.
So we'll go 10-1.
Okay.
How they have them ranked.
Yep.
I already don't like it. Number 10, Sonny Gray.
I mean, he's solid.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is he the 10th
I wanted
best
him
pitcher?
on my team.
Is he the 10th best pitcher in Major League Baseball?
Starting pitcher?
Is he better than Luis? Here, sorry, I was gonna go Mariners. I'll stop. Is he? I'm gonna think of somebody else in a minute.
Yeah, you are. Uh-huh.
Here, another guy that maybe because it's a recency. Max Fried, number 9.
Yeah, I saw Fried on this list and I was surprised, to be honest with you. And it's because injury and stuff, but do I think he's top 20? Yes.
Ooh, okay. But I had to cheat but I'll get to my guy.
Yeah, so but I don't think he's top 10 coming off of an injury list too, or injury year. But I mean, if he's performing at his best, he can be up there. So, I guess they're doing predictive, but if that's the case, then why is Ozzy not? No. I'm just going to keep referencing that. Keep going.
No, number 8, Logan Webb. I like him. He's fine. He slots in there.
Sure.
Probably 10, but he slots in.
I don't think...
You're not going to like this one. Have you seen this list? Are you looking at this list?
I've seen that list before,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you're about to be mad again.
Yeah.
Your boy, Spencer Strider, is 7.
Okay, so I'm not as mad about that one, and I think the reason I'm not as salty is because they put 2 Braves on the list. I'm like, Strider's too low, but Fried's on it, so I guess I can't be too mad. But I mean, call it what it is, though. Strider, obviously, when he's dominant, he's one of the most dominant pitchers in the league. But he does have, I mean, when he gets tagged, right? So it is one of those things that I think 6 or 7. He's 6. That's okay.
7.
Oh, I don't love it. But I also am not outraged by it. So keep going.
Number 6, Zach Wheeler.
Okay. Yeah.
How you feel?
Yeah, he ate our lunch. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Hate the guy. He's a good pitcher.
Good.
He's a really good pitcher.
Okay.
Is he better than Strider? No. Keep going.
Depends on what stat you're looking at. I tried to pull up the other one in the meantime, so sorry, I'm a little slow at this. Blake Snell, number 5.
Okay. I mean, I don't disagree. Snell's
He's coming off a Cy Young.
Yeah, Cy Young winner.
Next year he might not be on. He probably won't even be on the list.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, he's demanding way too much money and all that fun stuff. But okay. Yeah, he's up there.
Number 4, Justin Verlander.
Well, all right. The listeners may not know, but I love me some Justin Verlander, and I think he's one of the best to ever do it. So I'm not going to disagree with that number at all. I think that's too high. He's getting too old. I would switch him and Strider in a heartbeat.
And I haven't read any, like I didn't even read the top of the article, so like I don't know if
there's not much there.
No, I guess what I'm saying is I don't know like if it's how they put this together.
They give. And like I looked for that. They give they give zero explanation to why someone's anywhere.
Okay, that's okay. Cool.
Other than like they mentioned the top one basically.
So then this is I really like the guy, but number 3 is Zach Gallen.
No, absolutely not. I mean, he's top 10. Switching with Strider again. Keep going.
Number 2,
my bias is coming out.
I'm fine with this, is Corbin Burns.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah.
I don't know. Go to somebody else besides Milwaukee. And number 1 is Garrett Cole.
Okay.
Which is
can't argue with that. I mean, I think if I'm being completely honest and not a bandwagon guy or blinded fan, I do think that Wheeler should be higher because I think when Wheeler's dominant, he's really dominant. So I think he should be higher. I think Gallen should be lower. I think Verlander should be lower. So again, I look at this list. I'm like, I would move these players around, but most of them are close to that. There's a couple at the bottom that I wouldn't put in, like Gray. I wouldn't put Gray top 10.
I'm gonna blow your mind. So I have Fangraphs WAR pulled up. So for those in the industry, that's F WAR. And if you ever hear somebody say B WAR, that's baseball reference WAR.
Gotcha.
I have no idea what the actual mathematical difference is, but they're different.
Supposedly.
Like they're different numbers.
No,
they calculate them their own way.
Yep.
So I'm going to, for my own purposes, I'm going to start with 11 and I'm going to go just quick. We'll just do it quickly.
Quick.
Number 11, George Kirby, 4.4.
All right. Good for you.
Number 10, Pablo Lopez of the Twins, 4.5.
Okay. Wow.
9, Zach Eflin, Rays, 4.8.
Yep.
Logan Webb, number 8, 4.9. I'm not even going to read we'll get to the WAR in a second. Number 7, Justin Steele of the Cubs. So I think he should be on the other list.
Yeah, I agree. I Steele would
Justin
be a name.
Steele should be up there.
Yeah, Steele would be a name I'll put on there.
Over who? I don't know.
Gray.
Fried.
Or Gray. Fried or Gray. Yeah. I don't disagree.
Over Fried. Zach Gallen, number 6. He's at 5.2, so he breaks the 5.2 barrier.
He should be down there.
Garrett Cole, number 5, 5.2.
Okay.
Now, again, this is just F1.
Yeah.
Sonny Gray, number 4. 5.3 WAR.
Really?
Yeah. He's also 4th in B WAR as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so he had a really good season.
Maybe we need to reanalyze that.
And I like Sonny Gray. I just think of him as like just your run-of-the-mill like number 2, number 3 guy.
Yeah, I wanted him on my team, but to be a number 3 starter, I didn't realize he was ace.
Yeah, he's been shoving.
Okay.
Just get him out of New York.
I mean, he
apparently.
was like Cy Young considered, right?
Yeah, and then he went to New York and they ruined him.
That's why.
And then he went. He's back. Good for him. I didn't know he was. Okay. Here's another surprise, but he has been really good. Kevin Gallsman, 5.3.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay.
He should be up there. He should at least be above Fried.
Yeah, I agree.
You could debate Steele if you want.
Yeah.
Your boy Strider, 5.5. He's second.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And Zach Wheeler's first. Now, again, am I saying Zach?
Wheeler.
You said he was really good, but am I putting Zach Wheeler as the best pitcher in baseball right now? No, but he's up there. I mean, he's been in the Cy Young thing for...
Quite literally, if I were making this list, it would be Cole, Burns, Wheeler. That would be my top 3. And then I would put Strider 4. I don't know the rest of it. I mean, you could switch them around, I'm sure, but those are definitely the top 4 guys to me in my mind when it comes to starting pitchers. So, so they had a couple of them, and they had the names on the list, but
Yeah, I don't think like that's not as bad. Like you could, you're like, okay, Fried, like I can make an argument, but I don't think he should be there, right? If he pitches well, he could jump back in. But like the rest of the guys, like I guess Snell is another, but like you can't take off the reigning Cy Young.
No, absolutely not. Not.
Again, he has his years where he's the Cy Young, and then when he's just a normal everyday type of arm.
Yeah.
So if that's what he is this year, then take him off my list.
See what happens.
But yeah, so almost a Jekyll and Hyde of lists, if you will, going from second base.
Almost my ass, absolutely, Chris. Like again, they had names that make sense. There's not a single name that we're like, where the hell is blank? You know what I mean? Like I can make a case for this guy to be in the bottom half, but in no case has it been like, wow, they really omitted someone completely from the list. I don't understand.
I have one more, just not a full list. I just more so have it. This is they did shortstops.
Okay.
I guess I'll just ask it this way: do you think Dansby Swanson is better than Trey Turner?
Better?
Should he be ranked? I don't know, lower, higher?
I think that okay. So, well, the problem is when Turner's on, he's way better.
Yeah.
Okay. But Turner had a hell of a bad year
until he didn't.
Right? But I mean, it was again like the list. Jekyll and Hyde. He had a Jekyll and Hyde season where he was terrible for such a long time, and then turned it around. I think Dansby's more consistent from that standpoint. I would put them. I would have the conversation. How about that?
Dansby's 4, Trey is 5. I just want Trey ahead of him.
Oh, I'll take it. I mean, of course,
shortstop's deep, man.
A little partial to Dansby, obviously, but
that's why I asked.
Yeah, but I do think he's been a more consistent player, and I take that into consideration.
We're not going to go through the whole list, but it feels like shortstop's deep, man. Bobby Witt Jr. is 9th.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And he's a good player.
Who's 10th?
My boy JP.
Really?
JP Crawford, yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
He had a good year. I'd like to see it again.
I know RC is not on that list, and I would fight it, but I mean, again, that's not
nothing.
Shortstop's deep.
But yeah, like Correa 7. Here, real quick. Correa 7th, Bobichette 6, Turner 5, Dansby 4, Xander's 3rd, and you might he was really good last year. His numbers were fine.
Yeah.
Lindor 2 and Seager 1. I think we talked about that. There is nobody better than Corey Seager at shortstop right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it. So those are the only ones I really wanted to get at. I think they did. They did right field.
Right field. Acuna's number one there, obviously.
Like in 30 minutes of real time, they're actually doing the first baseman.
Yeah, it'll be released.
We'll retweet.
I swear to God, if Olsen is omitted, I'm gonna find that office building. I'm gonna burn it to the ground.
That might get us in trouble.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut that.
We'll get in the news. We're gonna cut that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
maybe not though. We'll see. But overall, I mean, I think that's all we've got for today.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot of big names to drop. The last, right before we recorded, I saw some rumblings of Hader to the Astros.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't like it. But
I hate that.
That was the only thing I've heard of. Yeah. Again, still Snell, still Bellinger, still Montgomery. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of big names still to happen. We still got some off-season stuff. I don't want to make it all just off-season deals and stuff, for this pod. So if you have other suggestions, you let us know. Again, we do have some bigger plans. Check out our socials. We'll be looking for feedback as well as actually looking for, I don't know the word, information or something from you guys, from your respective teams. Maybe Andrew wants to elaborate more.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the idea is, again, we want to really make the last couple weeks leading into opening day a lot of fun, a lot of interacting. And so we're looking from fans from every team to participate in that discussion. So if you're a fan of a random team out there like the Reds, I guess, or the Detroit Tigers or the Kansas City Royals, any Midwest team, it seems like I keep naming. So, if you're the Marlins, no one likes the Marlins, but there's somebody out there.
People.
There's somebody out there that can give an opinion, and we'd love to hear it, and we'd love to interact with it, and maybe even get it on the show. So more to come about that as we get closer to it. But thank you so much for listening. Again, follow us on X, Twitter, on Instagram, Coaches Sons Pod. We appreciate you listening to us. My name is Andrew.
Now I'm Chris.
And this is the Coaches Sons Podcast.